First of all, ma'am, there's a lot of women who find themselves in a position of having to have an abortion. How dare you call them skanks, first of all. And I believe the whole point is that Walker is saying, I believe that this is murder, I believe that, and has paid, supposedly, for women to have abortions. That's the point. If we're gonna have these discussions, please stick to them. And not go off calling
Women
people
don't just
names,
find themselves in a position where they need an abortion. They have sex, Whoopi. I read your book. I know how many abortions you've had before they were legal and not illegal. And you can't tell me that a bunch of different times you just didn't. I just accidentally found myself in this position. It's your body, your choice, right? Welcome back to the program. I'm Dana Loesch, your lovable curmudgeon. I play hardball. And if you don't like it, then you can go find a sissy. Because I'm so done. I'm done with this. I'm forthright about things. I deal with this my way, and my way is not everybody's way. But I'll be damned if I sit here and use kitten and sunshine language for women who and celebrate the reckless behavior of women who treat abortion as birth control. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, when you engage in reckless promiscuity, that is skank behavior. You're behaving like a skank. Now, apparently, it's bad to point out any bad behavior that anyone engages in. But that doesn't make it any less true. You think that if you think that the word is a negative, it is, because it's being applied to a negative behavior. And it goes for men just as well as women. But I'm going to add this caveat, because I have seen so often for so many years, after decades of telling men that they have no rights in this matter, after decades of saying that it is not their body, therefore it is not their choice, it is very interesting to now see these same women demand for men's accountability. You got to pick a narrative here, ladies. And so to reiterate, yes, I acknowledge bad behavior. I don't use cute, cuddly language to describe the reckless behavior of promiscuous females who decide to retcon their conception and use abortion as birth control. And if that offends you more than the actual murder of the life that they created, you need to check your soul. And you need to do that before I ever check my tone. And by the way, she can call me whatever she would like. Just demonstrate the same courtesy that I do and call me to my face. Now, for the next one, Alyssa Farah. She came into the conservative world because her dad's a conservative publisher. And so it was very easy for her. She got her way into the Trump administration and then immediately sold out her principles when she went on The View. She's come out for gun control, for an assault weapons ban. And then she said this. This was after Whoopi on The View. Listen.
Now, right. It just exposes the moral rot that's taking over my party. Like, listening to that, I can't defend that for a second. As a pro-life woman, to hear someone else like Dana, who is pro-life, call women who get into situations where they need abortions skanks is just shameful. And
wait, can we stop for a minute? Let's be honest. You're a Christian, right, Alyssa? Let's be honest. Women who get into positions. Let's not gloss over this real quick. Let's just come back to it. It is sexual recreation. You either believe that women are empowered or you don't. There is an inherent sexism in her response. She'll catch up to it and realize it at some point. She's admitting, or what she believes, by her admission, she believes that women are too stupid. Well, we aren't biologists. We were told that by the men who appropriate our sex. She doesn't believe that women are strong enough or smart enough or empowered enough to understand their role in baby making. They just find themselves in this position like you find yourself in a rainstorm. I'll be damned. Can you believe it? I was on my back the other day. Didn't even know how I got there. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. Just happened to find myself through no fault of my own. They act as though they had no participation or knowledge of this at all. It's just something that I just fell into. Can you believe it? And they just gloss over that. Just gloss over it. No. That's actually the important part. You're mad over the words, which maybe they were harsh, but they were no less true. You're mad over the words, but you're not mad over the murder. You need to check your soul, Alyssa. I mean, I just find it fascinating, the gloss over of the action, because we are specifically discussing, in the context of Georgia and in the context of Raphael Warnock, abortion for birth control, as birth control. And that's exactly the majority. And again, don't get mad at me. I'm just relaying to you Planned Parenthood's own metrics that they publish on this thing called their website. Really easy to find. I mean, I'm sure that those producers can find it and give it to these women to repeat as their own information. I'm sure they could. It's very easy. So by their own metrics, it is used as birth control, with rape or incest accounting for less than 1%. I'm totally fine with having a conversation about, well, what do we do with the 1%? But what we're focusing on right now is the vast majority. So let's not conflate the two. And it's happened for far too long, and far too many disingenuous and specious arguments have been made. So you don't really get to, I mean, I realize that piety may be part of the costume for the show, but when it comes down to it and the measure of your offense is due to word and not deed, then I got to kind of call shenanigans on your whole shtick. But there is an inherent sexism that women are too stupid and too weak and too dumb to figure out how we get in these situations. It is just amazing. Guess we missed that. We're not biologists. Huh. We've been told that before. So, yes, when you engage in promiscuous behavior, there's a word for it. In fact, there's several words for it. It's just all there is to it. And I realize that this offends the sensibilities of people who don't like to recognize that fact. Our friend Lorraine, actually, she looked at this book. She was reading Whoopi Goldberg's book. And she was looking into just and to Whoopi's credit, she was very honest about it. But she used it as birth control. When you have abortions that many times, you find yourselves in that situation that many times. This is about taking responsibility for an action. That is ultimately, and to go back to the point that I made previously about how after decades of saying that it was their body and their choice and that men have no right to it, now suddenly they want men to be held accountable. The people who gave men the out were the feminists. And the men who became feminists and were like, yeah, I support this, they love not having that responsibility. You totally gave them an out. You did yourself your own disservice, and you allowed them to not be gentlemen. You did that. And now you want accountability? After decades and generations of doing that? But heaven forbid someone who acts like a skank is called a skank because they use abortion as birth control. They just happen to find themselves in these situations. I make zero apologies for being honest, no matter how forthright. And I'm not going to make easy someone in bad and reckless behavior that results in murder. I'm just wondering where all these women stood when, just within the past few months, Democrats once again decided to block Republicans' push for over-the-counter birth control. Didn't really hear anything from them on that. It's very interesting. But I'm telling you right now, there are people on the right who are showing you who they are. You need to remember this.